carry. Shoemaker through the hole. Shoemaker to the end zone. Wildcats are pouring it on.
Hastings across to the middle. Goal! Goal! That's the game! Wildcats win it!
You're listening to Wildcat Week, presented by Amplify Media. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wildcat Week, episode 9.
We need air horns.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. We actually overuse that too much.
I almost started tapping around on there, but I'm like, there's no air horn on there.
Yeah, it's not.
So basketball is in full swing now.
Yep.
And some sports are calming down. Like golf hasn't really been doing anything. Bowling is weird. They're kind of like on and off, kind of all year long. So I'll give it over to Owen with the few and minimal women's sports he has. Also with some of the teams, also coming to a close with kind of their conference.
Yeah. All right, so to start it off, we'll start off with the people who have just recently started their season. They're currently sitting at 3-1. It is they women's basketball team. I said it is they women.
I don't know.
It is they. It's the women's basketball team. All right, so yeah, like I said last episode, they played Indiana University East, won that 40-96-56. Then they lost to the number 1 ranked Thomas More on Monday, October 31st by 3, 58-55. And then recently on November 4th, Friday, and then November 5th, this past Saturday, they played in the First Bank Richmond tournament. It was a kind of like a round robin thing I'm going to take a guess at. But anyways, so their first game was against Oakland City University. They won that game by, math's good, 26. All right, so 75-49. Let me give you some of the stats for that.
Wow, they kind of crushed them, huh?
You know, why not? I'm going to hit you guys with some sick stats. All right, so going on towards Oakland City, obviously they had 49 points. They shot 16 for 36 from the field. They had 21 boards, but they had 31 turnovers. So that's kind of bad.
Who?
Oakland.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Oakland City. So, yeah, they shot 35.7% from the three-point line, 66.7% from the free throw, and 44.4% from the that was their shooting percentage. Now go. So, yeah. They just struggled. But you know who didn't struggle? Us. All right, so sorry for everyone listening. I just destroyed your eardrums.
Yeah, you really destroyed them.
So
rest in peace, headphone users.
Yeah. So number 0 for the women's basketball team, Jade Nutley. She had 18. She shot 7 for 15. So almost 50%. Jade, almost. One shot too close. So she shot 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. She was 3 for 3 from the field goal line, though. She had 11 boards. She had 6 offensive rebounds. So that's actually kind of cool. You don't really see that often. She had 5 defensive rebounds as well. So that's pretty sick. She only had 1 turnover, so good for her as well. With 2 assists, and she actually had a steal on that line as well. So 18 points. Jade was the leading scorer. She also played 24 minutes, and she started the game. Claire Merrill, who we had on the podcast, she 4 for 7, 2 for 5.
Who's better than her boyfriend? Nola made her on the men's team.
She was 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. Didn't go to the free throw line once. She had no offensive rebounds and 1 defensive rebound. 2 turnovers, 1 assist. Finished the game with 10 points. Now our girl of the podcast, Jordan Reed, 2-time guest, solo guest.
2-time guest.
She starter, Jordan Reed, 23. She's going to put the number 23 on the map, I guarantee you.
100%.
Because it's definitely not on the map already. Anyway, so she played 27 minutes. So Jordan's going from the 6th man to leading the team in minutes played. That's actually kind of sick, so good for her. She shot 50% from the line not from the line. She shot 50%
from the field.
From the field. Gosh, my bad.
It's like this guy plays football. Huh?
I know. Or it's like I played football and just know so much stuff about baseball stats. So she was 4 for 8, 50%, like I said. She was, dang it, Jordan, 0 for 1 from the free throw line. She had 3 boards. She had 1 offensive rebound, 2 defensive rebounds. She had Jordan 3 turnovers. Come on now. 1 assist, and she finished with 8 points. And that was kind of the rest of it for the team. We had Lily Frazier had 8. Kelly Damon. Kelly Damon had 8, and Bailey Van Dyke had 8 as well. And then from that, it was just kind of like 4, 3, 3, 3, 2.
Team was feeding the ball to each other pretty well.
Everyone played in the game, so everyone got to see the floor. Everyone got to see the floor. So the girls shot 50% from the field, 36.8 from three-point line. I know coach would probably want that to pick up a little bit, and 60% from the free throw line. So I bet you coach probably wants those 2 things to pick up a little bit. Hey, but they thrived off of those turnovers by Oakland City. Let me remind you, it was 31 turnovers compared to our 23, and the girls had 30 points off of turnovers. So big congrats to them. So that left them at 2-1. And then this past Saturday, they played against Concordia University. Donovan, you know how I feel about Concordia. They wiped the floor with them, 80-58. Concordia shot. Let me stats.
Something gross.
32.1% from the field. 20.8.
Hey, we're gonna get there with you and saying from the field instead of free throw.
20.8 from the 3-point line. Or from the is it the charity?
What?
What's the 3-point line? What's like the sick name for that charity stripe?
Nope, that's the free throw line.
That is, okay.
You could call 3-point line.
What is that?
3-point line.
Yeah, dude, from the arc.
Yeah.
From the arc. Yeah, they shot 20.8% from the arc. They were 1 for 6 in the first quarter. Wow, that's tough. 0 for 10. Oh my gosh, in the fourth. That's wild. Anyways,
when you're desperate, you're desperate.
Yeah, I guess. And then they were 68 from the free throw line, but they only got there 6 times, so it probably didn't really help out much. Their leading scorer played 30 minutes, and then their second leading scorer played 39 minutes. That's wild. Their leading scorer was actually my bad. The leading scorer played 23 minutes. She didn't start. She had 20 points. She was 6 for 13, 3 for 6 from the arc. And she was 5 for 8 from the free throw line.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah, exactly. So why not? She had 3 boards on top of that. She had 3 steals, no turnovers. So, hey, Concordia, start Julia Hurt. Now going on to the women's basketball team. They had 80. Lily Frazier, once again, I feel like every time we announced the women's basketball team last year, we are always saying something good about her.
Well, she was only a freshman of the year.
So, just no biggie. But anyway, she dropped a casual 28. Played 33 minutes, 11 for 19. She was, dang it, Lily, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line.
3-point or free throw?
I said 3-point line.
Okay. Like you said, free throw.
But she was 6 for 8 from the free throw line. Good. She had 7 boards, so 2 offensive, 5 defensive. She had 4 assists, so massive with 3 steals.
Telling me she was 3 rebounds and 6 steals away from. Wait, what?
Triple double, sure. Yeah, 7 assists away, and she was. That's 7. I'm stupid. 6. She was 6 assists away and 3 rebounds away from a triple double. Dang, so close, Donovan.
So close.
Now going on to our second leading scorer, Kelly Damon. She had 20. Jade had 17, so leading scorer from last game. Jordan had 8. She had 1 assist, 1 block, 1 steal. She was 4 for 4 from the free throw line, so better. She was 0 for 1 last week. 2 for 6 from the field goal. So I guess maybe Jordan played some solid defense this game, though. I'm going to give her that. Claire.
Yeah, we already know she locked down.
Yeah, Claire probably did the same thing as well. She had 3. So that was it for the starters. Everyone got in that game as well. So congratulations to them. Now going on to women's cross country. They as well, like we will be talking about later, they ran at the Crossroads League Championship. They came second out of 10. So sadly didn't take home the full dub.
Well, but also at the same time, that's exactly where they thought they were going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They said Taylor's
really good. Yeah. So they came second out of 10. For some reason, the results won't pull up.
results
Oh,
won't
oh, here we go. All right, so Taylor had 24. Jeez and Pete's. And we had 80. Obviously, the lower score wins.
Yeah,
that's
I think it
wild, dude.
counts the place you're in.
So, a girl from Huntington, a freshman, won it actually. Taylor came in second. St. Francis third. Taylor 4 and 5. Taylor 6 and 7. And then Iwu cracked in the top 10 with 2. Jenna Cohenhoven and Addie Dewey, the freshman.
Freshman.
Yep, she was 8 and 9. Then Ashlyn Hastings was the next Iowa girl at 20. Elizabeth Barrett was a freshman, is a freshman. She came in 25th. Ella Baldwin, sophomore from Iowa, she came in 26th. And then our last runner was the senior Mara Smith, and she came in 30th. So yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry, completely wrong. Eden Norris came in 38th. Selah Jackson came in 45th. And I'm going to stop it there because there's a lot of other people. But anyway, congratulations.
Everyone ran on the team.
Yeah, congratulations to them for taking home, I guess, the second place. Their total was 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 3 seconds. Our average was 19. So, dude, Taylor's average was 18:04. Ours was 19:01. So Taylor was averaging a whole minute ahead of everyone.
Yeah, you just know.
Of the second
you know
place.
what?
Congratulations.
No.
Not congratulations.
We should do an investigation to see if they're illegally getting these girls to come run for them.
Dude, that'd
or
be
if they're blood
sick.
doping.
Taylor.
They're blood doping.
Okay, well, let's chill. All right, now going on to soccer. That's right. I thought I clicked on a different sport. Going on towards soccer. So soccer, Donovan, they were kicking tail the entire season. Let me go tell you what their ranking was, actually. They were at highest ranked 9th. They were 13-0-2. And then, Donovan, the last 2 games of the season, they lost 1-0 and 4-0. Grace College was the first one. Marion was the second one. Both at home, might I add. So then they finished the season with 2 blemishes, right? Going to the conference tournament, we're hosting. Big night for Iowa sports this past Saturday. The boys won. We won. Basketball. Did basketball win?
I'll get to it.
Okay. Who else? You'll get to the soccer too, I guess.
Both the soccer.
Volleyball team won.
Volleyball team won.
But Donovan, we lost. We lost to Taylor. Dang it, dude. I guess that was perfect timing.
Sorry.
Better make sure we're still recording. We're good?
No,
Okay.
yeah, we're good. We're
All right,
recording
good.
everything.
I guess that was a pretty decent reaction to us losing to Taylor. So yeah, first round quarterfinals, lost to Taylor at home 2-1. So sadly, the girls hopefully can crack in that top 5 or that national tournament. So I mean, it's just a tough game, tough match on the pitch overall.
On the pitch, yeah.
So we didn't score a goal. Guess who scored it? Sarah. She scored in the 82nd minute. So just, yeah, I mean, honestly, it looks like Taylor kind of really just controlled the whole thing. So yeah, that's kind of tough, I guess, for the girls. I mean, you know, especially with the way they ended the season. Taylor and us had the same record, but I guarantee you Taylor's losses came earlier in the season, and then we kind of sucked towards the end.
Check.
I can't. Oh yeah.
Go back to the schedule. Did we beat them earlier?
Yeah, we did beat them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we beat them 2-0.
Okay.
So just a kind of a tough way to end the season. I know they're probably not really happy about that. We're in the conference season, so hopefully,
makes them a little bit more hungry.
Yeah, exactly. And I
for
know
this national championship run they're about to eat on.
Yeah, exactly. And I know the way they finished last year in nationals, they weren't too pleased about it. So
well, yeah, they didn't make it out of the opening round.
Yeah, so I know. They're excited, looking forward to this. So hopefully they can bounce back. Going on towards swim and dive.
Real quick, I'm not gonna make us the blame because last year we were on the stretch of.
Shh! Don't even. No, stop!
Sorry.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna worry.
Oh
about
no,
swim and
not
dive.
swim and dive. Swim and dive. No. We announced this on last episode. 5th of 8th. And the Indiana Intercollegiate Invitational at Purdue. Sorry about that. Now going on towards volleyball. Volleyball, they played as well. over at Lucky Arena. They were the nightcap for in Lucky
They
Arena.
were, yeah.
They played against University of St. Francis. Chumps. Guess what? 3-0. Sweep. Did that echo? That sounded like it echoed.
A little bit.
Sweep.
A little bit.
Yeah, that was sick. All right, anyway, sweep. 3-0. So we got ourselves out of the quarterfinals unlike the soccer team, but good for them going on towards
Too early.
I know, but I'm depressed.
Too
so,
early.
Going on to the semifinals. I'll talk about who they're playing later. Donovan, take it away with the men's sports.
All right, so we're going to first lead it off with the men's soccer team. So the men's soccer team, we would have talked about them beating Marion. Yeah. So they beat Marion for their last game of the season, 3-1. That was back on October 29th. They also fell in their first matchup of the Crossroads League tournament. They lost to Spring Arbor 1-3. The Wildcats won this matchup earlier in the season on October 15th, 4-2. I was actually on the call. That was the game where I said where they went down 0-2 and then scored 4 goals in about 15 minutes. Obviously, they couldn't work the magic. Thank you for touching my foot.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I was trying to crack my knee.
So they also were playing at the same time as the volleyball match was going on. So, both of our soccer teams struggled in the Crossroads League tournament.
Sadly.
Men's team, I don't know. Right now they're receiving votes is what it says. I really don't know
I'm not sure what they're gonna
where they're going to be for the opening rounds. I'm pretty sure they'll make a berth, but I don't really know how locked in that is.
Yeah.
Next, I'll move on to men's basketball. Men's basketball has played 2 games over this past week, one on Saturday and one that actually happened tonight, but we already know the score of it. So the one that happened this past Saturday was against Thomas More University, and coming into this matchup, it was very big. Thomas More was the number 2 team in the country. Indiana Wesleyan was the number 5 ranked team in the country. Thomas More ended up the runner-up. No, they lost in the semifinals of the NAIA tournament last year. So it was a great test for for the Wildcats' 3rd game of the season, and for Thomas More's 1st game of the season. You have a number 2 and number 5 matchup. That's absolutely wild. You're not going to see that very often. But Wildcats were not ready to play. They were not ready to play. I was actually on the call with Roger, and the Wildcats held about an 8-point lead, about almost a 10-point lead. Our largest lead was 9 with about 13 minutes left in the first half. And then I think we went into halftime with the lead.
You need to do some math?
First set. No, we did not go into the halftime with the lead. So we were that's right, we were losing by about 6 going into halftime. Oh, wait, it's right here. Yeah, we were losing by 6 going into halftime. And then they just put their foot on the gas pedal and did not look back. The Wildcats were really, we just really didn't have a playmaker. When we needed a bucket, we didn't have someone to give the ball to and say, we know that this guy, 75% of the time when he does this, he's going to make a shot for us, or we can put him in a one-on-one scenario and he can do something. We just didn't really have that. And there were times Thomas More played impeccable defense. You have to give it up to him on the defensive end. They were playing impeccable. It just wasn't happening for the Wildcats, and so they lost 79-63. For the Wildcats, Seth Maxwell was the top scorer with 16 points. Spencer Petersfield had 14. And other than that, it was pretty much all Thomas More. The Wildcats got out-rebounded 22-25. But also one of their guys for Thomas More, Reed Jolly, got a double-double, 12 rebounds and 27 points.
Dang.
Dude was a dog. Played all but 1 minute of the game. He had an awesome game. Wildcats horrendously shot from the 3-point line, the arc. They shot 1 for 7 in the first half and 1 for 6 in the second half, and that just also has to do with Thomas More's defense. Thomas More was playing great defense. They weren't letting the Wildcats get up 3-point shots. Everything was contested for the Wildcats. The only thing good that the Wildcats can walk out of this game is they went 5 for 5 on their free throws as a team. That was it. So after that, then there were to bounce back tonight. So this just happened. This is Tuesday, November 8th. And they put a wampus on Wampus.
That's an interesting word. Continue,
they
please.
put a beat down on Oregon Tech,
Sure.
94-57. These are the Wildcats we're used to seeing.
Of course, yeah.
Year in, year out. They were leading at halftime 51-13, and then Oregon Tech, they beat us in the second half 44-43. But doesn't matter. We beat them 94-57. For the Wildcats leaders, Seth
We
Maxwell.
probably had our bench guys then too. I mean, no offense to the bench guys, but
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we had
especially towards the end of that game.
we had
Did everyone play?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys play, which is
Yeah.
they also didn't have some guys dressing, so that was probably the entire team playing. So Seth Maxwell led the way with 20 points. Griffin Cleaver had 16. Noah Smith had 10. Javen Buchanan, the sixth man off the bench, came in, had 14 points. He was the guy everyone was excited about. He was an Indiana All-State basketball player last year. So great to have him here as a freshman. Spencer Piercefield, he only had 4 points, 10 assists.
Wow.
Yeah, dog. He played really, really well tonight. He also had 6 steals.
Wow.
Bro,
That's
almost
crazy.
Man's almost had a double-double.
Rebounds and steals.
From rebounds and steals. The Wildcats shot amazing this game. Much better. They shot about 60% from the floor, and then they shot 47% from three-point line.
That's good. That's probably around
you're-
average too.
No, you're looking for 40%.
Yeah.
So they were above average
Oh, nice.
tonight. Free throws are only 65%. For Oregon Tech, they really just didn't have much of a system to try to beat the Wildcats. They also had like a 7-footer. He honestly looked more athletic. We were talking about it, me and Steven, before the interview. I spoiled one name that's going to be on there. But we were like, dude, these guys, the one guy looked athletic, but then Seth just had a way of like beating him.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go on to football. It was Taylor week, and Tay Williams had a vendetta on Taylor.
Dude, yeah, especially for
6
some
touchdowns, 211
first
rushing
year
yards.
introduced to the Iowa Taylor rivalry, and he just drops them to the
He
ground.
was named the NAIA Offensive Player of the Week.
I
So
know.
we're not talking
Not just the
about
conference,
just the
because he
conference,
did
which
do
he
that.
was. We're talking the entire country of NAIA football players. He was the best one offensively.
Good
You
old
guys ended up
Devarian.
winning the game 61-20 or
Yep.
something like that. So beat down all over the place.
Yeah.
It
2
was,
years in a row, we scored 60 on Taylor.
Yeah, it was funny because my parents had come down to just say hey, and we got lunch. And so after my parents left, I was like, oh, let me tap into the stream real quick and see what this game was at. It was halftime and it was 24-14. I was like, what? We're not pulling away from these guys.
Yeah. Dude, but
And-
if you would have gone into halftime, we were chilling at halftime. Like, it was like, we were like, okay, like, we know what we're doing. Like,
Yeah.
we got this.
And so I was like, man, we're not really pulling away from these guys. Come out, score.
We had 30 points in the third quarter.
Okay, and I will feel bad for Taylor for one reason, and that is because in the third quarter, they were going into the wind. And for those of you who don't remember, on Saturday here in Marion, there was about 40-mile-per-hour
Yeah.
winds raging south to north.
Yeah.
And so if you were going north to south on the field, you were not punting.
Yeah.
You were not punting. And they went for it on fourth down probably 3 times in the fourth quarter inside their own 35, and we stopped them every time. Life is easy. Life is easy when you also have a running back who's going to hurdle people. Why does he hurdle so many people, and it looks so cool?
It's sick. It's sick.
So cool.
So sick.
So,
Yeah, there's actually one clip where he hurdles him, and then I hurdle the guy after as well. But I don't... like Taylor's looks sick. Mine's just to avoid me like stepping on him and like hurting myself. So I just like I do like a fat guy hop over him, like with my I'm like with my feet. like we were watching film the next day, and I was like, "Oh, guys, look, this is." They were like, "Oh, dude, Tay, dude, he always hurdles. Like that's crazy." It was just like the starting five, like we were in there.
Yeah, give me
then,
like a.
I go. Wait, guys, look at me. Look at my sick hurdle.
Give me like right before we go into the interview here, real quick. Just give me like a 30-second since I wasn't there and watching. Just like, what was it like to know that you and the other offensive linemen were the people that were providing Tay to have such a day? Like, quick, 30 seconds.
Okay, so like it was totally really cool, and then like Tay was, no, it was awesome. Just being up front, blocking for him. I told him before the game. I gave him a hug. I said, "Love you. Like I want you to just do you," because Daniel was hurt this week. So I mean, he was kind of the number one guy, and I was like, "This is the opportunity you've been waiting for." I was like, Tay's a talker, so he kind of gets into people's face sometimes. So we like to calm him down, and we're like, dude, look, you do you. We'll bully the guys up front for you, give you those holes, and we'll do the talking for you. Just do you, do you. I gave him that talk before the game, and he did it. It was sick. It was sick.
He did him.
Yeah.
All right. So
especially with who's our running back's been the past 2-3 years with Vod. So, and how good Vod was, like to have Tay break the school record for rushing touchdowns and rushing yards in a game, and then win Conference Player of the Week, and then get announced as the countrywide NAI Player of the Week. So that was pretty sick. So I was really happy for him too. So yeah.
All right. So we're gonna send you guys on into the interview. That was pretty much all the sports that happened here for the Wildcats this past week. I think you guys will enjoy the interview with a couple of recurring guests that me and Owen had enjoyed our first time around here with.
Oh, Donovan, we didn't say roll the intro.
All right, I'll put it in somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Donovan
somewhere.
editing. Roll the intro.
No.
Well, no, you can take that clip out and then
I'll put the intro in the front.
Okay.
So these people already saw it.
All right.
To the intro. No.
To the interview.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the interview portion of Wildcat Week. And Owen, this is our third set of recurring guests.
Well, second set if you want to be, because Jordan was by herself, I guess. If you're going to get all technical with being saying the word sets, this is our second set.
Yeah, but so we had miscommunication between the two of us getting these two
we
here.
suck.
But the point is that the reason why we're going to have these guys on today is because they just won the Crossroads League Championship.
That and Eli.
One of them, Eli Fullerton, was a sophomore, was the outright champion. Then we also have Stephen Ott here, who was part of that team and is a graduate student. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yes. And Eli got Player of the Week.
Like always.
Yes, of course. I always see them two's name. No, conference, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Big conference player of the week weekend anyways. Just that's besides the point. But
besides
big
the
conference player of the week weekend for Indiana Wesleyan in general.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so talk us through a couple weeks ago we had on the girls cross country. They kind of gave a little bit of the rundown of the courses. It was a new course for conference. They switch it up every year. Kind of for both of you, it was kind of the mindset of going into it. Obviously, you guys were the number one team in the conference, but what was it kind of being like? All right, we just need to retain that position.
Yeah, I can speak on this. We kind of knew that we got to go out and kind of explore the course the day before, so we got to see like a lot of what's going on, like just kind of how the course felt, like where to go, some of that stuff. But we also picked up on that the course was long, and so we knew it was. Some of the like markers were off and just different stuff that can get in your head when you're racing. Because like, say you're really tired and you think you're running fast, and then you see you're like 20 seconds slower than you normally are at some point, and you're like easy to get in your head. So we knew that like could be a possibility, and not to let it like kind of mess with us, but just to run our race. And then it paid off really well because after that like first and second K, when the times were like right, people were like, okay, this is fine, and then the next one's like really slow. I think it got in people's heads, and we kind of just knew that we were set. But we also just had some guys step up where we needed it. We had a couple guys, not where they normally would be. We had one guy that was really sick and actually barely started the race and then dropped out early. Ben, who had been our second runner the week before, and then couple other guys that are normally like up there in the mix that just had some other stuff going on. So we had some big guys step up. which was very needed, but we got the job done, and now we get to move on to the next one.
Yeah. Eli, what was it like for you coming out, being the winner of the whole thing?
So the night before, I was talking to Coach Dewey and some of the teammates, and they're like, "So what's your strategy coming in?" I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna like go out kind of easy, see where I'm at, and then I'm just gonna go win this thing."
Hey,
Honestly,
hold up. I'm sorry. Pick your mic just a little bit. Yeah,
there
yeah,
you
yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna go mess around, like chill the first mile, and then I'm gonna go win this thing. But I was like, honestly kidding. I'm like, I'm just gonna try and place well because I knew one of our teammates was sick the night before, so everyone had to step up. And then like 6K in, saw that the leader was dying. I was feeling pretty good, so I started making a move, and then eventually came out with it. So it was pretty cool.
Where were you when you you kind of like saw that? Like
So
where you made that instinct? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was 6K in, and I look up, and he put a pretty sizable gap on me and the two other Huntington runners. And then I look up like another minute later, I can see his stride slowed down, like his form fell apart, so I could tell he was hurting. And then like by the time we got to the 7K, we closed that gap big time. And I was like, okay, this is the time I got to go right now. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That certainly is crazy.
That's some strategy. I guess that's the strategy that the girls were talking about too, because
talking
they were like talking about making moves and stuff, and we were like, "What are you talking about? Making moves?"
Yeah,
but the Exhibit A right here.
Yeah. So what was the final time that you ended up running?
I ended up running 25:12.
Is that your PR? Or is it
So I ran 24:51 at Florida State, which is where Nationals is this year. And then I had a bad race at another fast course, so that's like my third fastest time this year.
We did some comparison, and the course was probably a good 30 to 40 seconds long, at least on that day. Or it was a little slower, especially because it was a wide open field and it was really windy, so it's like just automatic time on top of it. But it was about 30 to 40 seconds, so probably looking closer to like the
24:30,
24:40 range, which is really quick, especially on a course that's actually correct distance.
Yeah. And how far? I'm sorry. How far is it again? It's 3 miles.
8 kilometers, 5 miles.
Yeah.
5 miles, dude. 24 minutes and 5 miles.
Yeah, so that's like
that is unfreaking believable.
4:52 pace, probably.
Yeah, 4:57
Wait, what?
pace.
You were doing that?
5-minute miles.
Well, we only technically ran like what 5,
Like
a little over
5:01.
5 minutes. But if you did it like actually based on how far, it's
I am so out of shape.
Sorry guys.
I'm not even gonna say it. Obviously I'm the one out of shape.
If I went out and ran a mile right now, it would probably be around 8 minutes. It'd
Yeah,
probably be
9-10 minutes. I'd be gassed. I'd be like,
I'd
oh,
be
my
gassed
back.
and wanting to puke, and my lungs would be hurting so bad.
Yeah.
If it make you guys feel better, I did get sick after the race, but I think it was just because
You puked after the race?
I did. I think it's just because of the stuff that I ate, because I usually
Oh.
don't.
He's soft.
But
He's soft.
I felt a lot better afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, so I we talked about it when the girls were on, but so I actually went to your guys' home meet here this year. It was the first one I ever attended, and will most likely be the last one since I'm graduating in the spring.
I'll come back and support you.
Florida,
Thanks,
hey,
Owen.
come to Florida State. Make the trip.
Yeah, okay. How about you convince Gidley to let me come along on
All
that
right,
bus?
deal. I'll work on it.
That's like the
Deal.
tennis team when they were like, come to Georgia with us.
Yeah, deal. If you could do something somehow, say something.
All right.
We'll see. Maybe I can make a video about it. But like, what do you guys like? Is it something like where you naturally like maybe sometimes throw up after a race? Because honestly, I thought at the home meet when you guys had, I thought there was gonna be a lot more puke, and there was very minimal, other than people like basically passing out. I feel like cross country is just like there's a lot of puke.
That'd be me. I'd pass out 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just certain times where like you were just giving everything you have, and it's like your like body's just like, I gotta just like get rid of stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Usually like we do it enough to where our bodies are used to it. So like, yeah, we go and we give it our all, but we're like used to getting like to that point, and like we run a 5-mile race. Like we're not trained to only go 5 miles. Like we can go another bit. Like obviously we like are tired and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, but like we just can't. We aren't good enough to like give our entire like full exertion to like stop at 5 miles. So like usually we're fine. Like we've done it before. Doesn't mean we feel good. Like everyone's gonna put their hands on their knees because they just ran 5 miles as hard as they could.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think we just like trained ourselves and like are just so used to it. And so yeah, but
And like at the high school level, you see a lot more like throwing up. And part of that, I think, like the difference is like at the college level, you know what you're doing, you know how to fuel your body, right? So like you'll see a lot less of it at the college level versus high school.
You'll see like a bunch of like high schoolers just eat the wildest stuff right before you run. Like they're like, I have like a secret like thing that just helps me run. I'm like, trust me, you don't have a secret. Like gummy worms are not the secret to running fast.
There's this one kid in high school I raced at regionals, and he ate hot Cheetos.
Oh,
that's so stupid.
It was
so
terrible.
Dude's puke was probably like redder than like Santa Claus.
No, but what's kind of like your guys' weekly mileages? Probably about right now, since all you have left is the national championships.
Yeah, good question. We are at the beloved taper season. We're clapping because he understands. But
I heard them talking about it too before the interview. I was doing a little like sneak peek. I was playing my Retro Bowl, and they were talking like about it.
Yeah, we usually are. We've been around probably 80s,
85 most of the season,
and then we get to drop to the nice like
40 to
50. 50 range. So just half of it, and it's kind of just this process of like working so hard all the time, and then finally feeling good. And not having to run 2 hours a day, and like just kind of our body like having energy for the first time all year. And so like that's why you see like Eli starting to run really well. Some of the other guys starting to run really well because we've been training so hard all year not to run fast early in the year, but to run fast at the end of the year when it really counts.
Yeah. So I know. So you guys are currently ranked 4th in the country. You guys have bounced around in the top. I think it was top 5. You guys have bounced around in it. But there was that one beloved point in period of time where you guys are number 1 in the country. How was that? How sick was that? Like, I mean, do you think about it? There was no sport at this school has been ranked number 1, I think, since like basketball was like a while back.
A few years ago.
Yeah. And so like how was that, you know, like being the top dogs and like because I know Coach Lang's like hates, like doesn't focus, like he tells us don't focus on the rankings, like don't let it get to your head, but like being number 1's pretty sick. So yeah.
So last year we were number 1 for most of the year and ended up getting 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Milligan's really good this year. Master's really good this year. But Coach Foss the same way, like Coach Lang, like we don't worry about the rankings at all. And Coach Foss actually makes jokes like he just wants to be ranked lower and lower every week. So that way when we run well, like we just surprise everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were ranked number 1 really early last year, just because we beat some of the teams that were really good the year before, and so people thought that like they were still as good, I guess. But then there was other teams across the country who were just better, honestly, like flat out. We got beat by better teams, and so I think that's like kind of why we don't really focus too much on the ratings, because the Raiders like don't know what they're talking about, not like an offensive way, but like they
Ain't that the truth?
They only get to see like 1 to 3 of these teams run each week. They're not seeing us run against some team from Oregon, and then they're trying to compare us based on these courses that don't run the same, these courses that might be long and windy versus a course that could be run on like little roads, which is just faster in general. So it's kind of hard when it comes to like that, but like we really put no like thought to it because we kind of just understand like rankings do nothing for our sport in cross country. Like they can help you get to nationals, but like they don't help you run faster at nationals. Sometimes it can be harder because like even this year when we were ranked number 1, we had a huge target on our back. Like every team that was in the NAIA was watching us, like in races, like copying us, doing the same things we were doing. And now we're back in 4th, which I think is,
although we should be 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. But
yeah.
Just like kind of having somewhat of a target like off the back and being like, oh, that's a team that's ranked higher than us. Like we get to like target them, chase after them. But yeah, our rankings are fun. It's like fun to look at. And like every week when we are ranked 4th and maybe I think we should be 1 this week, and like just seeing us in 4th, it kind of just like adds to the fire. It's kind of just fun to look at and like mess around with, but it really does nothing for our team. So try not to focus on it.
So you guys, when you guys went down to Florida State earlier this year, you guys placed 3rd, tied for 3rd with Embry Ridley. How good did it feel beating LSU, who's a Division I team?
Yo, chill.
What was that feel? Sorry for the Louisiana guy. But what was it like? Kind of
Go Wildcats.
was there some type of like not really a fear factor in you guys, but kind of like a whoa, like these guys are D1. Like, was there any type of feeling for you guys?
Well, I mean, whenever we walked up to the meet the day before, there's this place called Tent City, and like all the big schools, like they'll get this big white tent set up for them. So like we were next to LSU and University of Miami, Florida, and all these other big schools. So we're like, oh wow, this is like a big meet. So I think it was like more fuel to the fire. Like, okay, we're meant to be here. We're in this race with them. So like, let's show these people like what we're about, and like to come out on top of them was like pretty darn cool and like an extra motivational factor for us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool experience, like just getting to run against some big name programs. But yeah, I don't think there was really much of like a fear that was like there. I think we were just confident like in ourselves. Like we knew what our team could do. I don't think any of us were really surprised when we beat LSU or Miami Hurricanes. Like it was just kind of like we just need to do our jobs, and like that's not who we're racing against. Like honestly, at this point in the year, like I could care less what LSU's running because we don't race against them. Now there were some like other NAI schools. I think in NAI School 1, the Masters, they ran really well. I think they're currently ranked number 2 right now, and so they were ahead of us beating these teams too. So I think that's like more of what we're focused on, just the things that we can control and the teams that we're going to be running against. But it definitely is like. There's definitely part of you that's like, oh yeah, I'm right next to an LSU guy right now, like that's from this like small school in Indiana where this guy has no idea who we are.
Yeah.
Definitely like cool to pass some of their guys and stuff.
Yeah.
Now I want to go back in time to the first time we interviewed you guys, and you guys hadn't done the milk mile yet.
Oh.
Did Eli participate?
I did not.
Eli,
Dude.
Isn't that embarrassing? Yeah.
Steven said he was gonna make you do it, man.
I was watching very closely, cheering on Braden Vernot, who was the winner and course record setter.
Yeah, he ran pretty good.
Wow.
Wow.
Our
That's
coach
crazy.
happened to, for the first time, he sent out something saying, probably not the best idea to do the milk mile, just because we had a conference meet the day before, and we were still having our season's not done for a lot of us that are running like nationals. So it was a little understandable why Eli might have been soft. I think he just didn't want to do it, to be honest.
If I throw up after a regular race, imagine me trying to run with like
the
a
fun
gallon
is
of milk in
throwing
my
up.
stomach.
Yeah.
The fun is the puke.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's any videos that we have of the thing, but it is quite the experience. This year we're trying to recruit as many people as we can. So if you hear this and you're not on the track team, you are invited. I don't know when it is, May 5th, probably something around
Right
that.
after conference.
Yeah, so you're invited, everybody, including you guys. We'll
Ah,
see you out
sick.
there.
Yeah,
Nope,
no, I'll be graduated actually, so it's like crazy.
Yeah.
I
Graduates are
can't
allowed.
because like I'm graduated, so like I won't be able to attend any IWU event that is related to like stuff like that. So,
Really?
yeah,
I'm
that's-
pretty sure I
yeah.
graduated
right. I think
at that
that's
point
what
last year.
that's the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
rule. You wouldn't know because you're in your 5th year, so
Oh,
obviously.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He made a verbal commitment that he was going to
Yeah,
come back.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I appreciate the invite though.
Yeah,
Thanks. Cool.
it's
All
still
yeah.
there.
Get off the
Yeah.
topic. Get off the topic.
All right, away from the milk mile.
No, but so I wanted so before like when I was talking to you guys brought up like last year. And I know you didn't race in cross country last year, correct?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yep.
I thought was it track that you were like injured or something like that for?
No,
I might have just
He was
been
injured at the
I was injured at the end of cross country. Like
That's what I was
was
thinking.
hurt.
Yeah. Okay,
was
that's what I was
hurting.
thinking. So, how I guess now that you're healthy towards the end of the cross country season, how like what's the excitement for you guys? Going into this national, and especially with the way the year finished, you guys really wanted to obviously come out on top, of course, but you guys blatantly have an opportunity to win the whole thing this year. And so like how is that focus, I guess, going? Obviously you guys have won a conference, that is signed, sealed, delivered, finished.
Yeah.
But now you guys are going on nationals. And so, what are the expectations? And like obviously it's to win it, but more in depth. And then just what are the emotions around the team with the coaches and everything like that?
Yeah. So for me, like I peaked like the meet before conference last year. So like being healthy and feeling really good right now is like really encouraging to me. And like knowing that all my teammates are like right behind me and are capable of running with me, like gives me even more confidence and like encouragement going into the race. But I also know like the Masters and Milligan, all those other teams up top, they're going to be running their very best too. So like we're still going to have to run our best race to win. But I know a couple guys didn't have the greatest races that they wanted, like Steve was saying earlier at conference. So we get them working hard this week, and then they come back next weekend and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really cool to win conference. That's something we haven't successfully done the last 2 years, which has honestly been rare in our program to not. So yeah, it was good to get that job done. Last year we had the team that probably we had the team to win it. And we just had a really tough day. We came back strong at nationals and ran pretty well and got third, beating all the conference teams. But yeah, just to get that done is like a good feeling knowing it's my last one. But we also know that like we don't run to win conference. Like we want to win the big one, like honestly, and like that's not our entire goal. Like our identity and value isn't in winning nationals, but like it would be a cool opportunity. And like that's what we've been working hard for. And like the joy is in like the process. Like it's in the miles that we put in, and like knowing that like we worked for this, like not just like actually getting it. Like it wouldn't feel good if we didn't feel like we worked for it and like had earned it. So it's just remembering like what we did, all the work that we've put in, realizing that we've got a team that's like 1 through 25 has put in so much work and has moved up. Like just last year we had myself and Landon Wakeman who finished 17th and 19th. And he was our second at conference and I was our fourth at conference, and that's without a couple of our best runners. So just knowing that like, okay, so we throw these guys in that are running faster than us at this time last year. And like, if we can run like at our best, like we're going to be pretty tough to take down. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, there's a lot of other good teams that are going to be tough to take down. So it'll make it a lot of fun. But
yeah. So I remember when we had the girls on and they were talking about this course down at Florida State. They said it's a really fast course. What has made this Florida State course just faster than like the one you ran at conference the other day?
Yeah, so it's really it's like deceiving. It's downhill a lot, but it doesn't really look like it. It's like a 3-loop course for us. So like the back half of the course, there's a hill that they call the wall, which that slows the times down a little bit. If they didn't have that, it'd be insane. But also there's like crushed gravel and like golf course type grass, so like insane footing, like almost perfect for what you want for a distance runner. So I think a combination of like a lot of downhills and like the competition level and the footing is what makes it like insanely quick.
Yeah, footing's like one thing that people don't think about. Like, but like when you do start thinking about it, like you run like through grass sometimes and it's like holes and like even like small divots like mess up your stride. Like we want to be as efficient as possible just to like maintain energy, but also like run faster. And so then like when we do have a good footing course, times just always run a lot faster. And that's why like if we ran an 8K on our track, our times would all be so much faster because it is smooth and even and consistent. But yeah, this course they call it an all downhill course. Like it's literally all downhill except for one like hill to bring you back up. So just think like a slide and then one ladder to bring you up.
Wow. And the hill even has bumps, so it like is actually stairs to get up to the top.
So but it's like it's a tough like hill. Like it's definitely not like just everyone's gonna go and run insanely fast here. Like I didn't PR at all. Honestly, that was one of my slower times this year. I didn't run very well. So it's not just like an easy course, but sometimes the competition level and the footing just help to make it. And so hopefully now that we're in our tapering stage and we're geared up, ready to go on this fast course, we'll be able to run some fast times and some fast places.
So how many people on the team will be running for you guys, and then how many teams total participate?
So they just released the teams today. There's 36 teams and 70-some individuals that qualified for nationals.
Wow.
We'll be having 7 guys run, and then we bring an alternate, and then we're actually having a bus bring the rest of the team down to come and support us. So we'll have like the whole team there, which will be like a really cool experience because we usually don't do that.
Yeah, so seven will get to toe the line for us. Sometimes that's like deceiving because it's like, oh, it's only a team of 7, but like we really do have like a team of 25, and like we have the 25, like 25th guy who's way too good to be a 25th guy, who's pushing our 24th guy, who's pushing our 23rd guy, who's pushing our 20th, and so on, until it's like everyone is pushing each other. And so like even while we're like apart and like not racing together, like all of the work that they've put in has helped us. And so it's cool to like have them there supporting and like cheering us on. And like the best cheerers are our teammates, honestly, because you know no one understands kind of the work we put in. Like we don't have, like we just have such a brotherhood. So like having them there is like such an opportunity. Most teams don't have like the budget to get their whole team down there, so we're very blessed. But yeah, and then speaking on how many teams, that's like the cool part about cross country is like we get to go against 36 teams at once, and there's no like, oh well, if we played this team, like we would have won, and like it also just kind of changes strategy. Like you can't have a strategy like, oh, I just want to beat this one team. Like in football, like we have this matchup and that matchup. Like you just have to give it your best and kind of run your own race and focus on yourself. But it also allows us to run against teams like LSU and Florida State. And I mean, we even run like against BYU and Northern Arizona, who were like, they were at like 1 and 2 at the times, like in my career, like 1 and 2 in NCAA.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And so like most sports don't get that. Like our football team couldn't just go and play against LSU. And we have that. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, we get freaking rocked.
Yeah, I don't know if you want
we
to.
get smacked,
Yeah.
silly. Oh, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, but that's the cool part about cross country is like everyone gets to go on the line, and like we get to run against so many people at once and compete against like everyone's best at the same time.
Yeah, so we'll back up in time to when the season was getting kicked off. Obviously, did you guys return a lot of people?
Yeah, so we in my graduating class we had 4 individuals, and 2 of us returned from last year's top 7.
Nice.
We lost 1, and that was Matthew Rupert, and he was our third.
He was our third at nationals. Yep.
And that loss, not to say we don't miss Matthew, but that loss has been made up for and more so. And we have a much deeper team. We won't have a 1 minute gap or whatever from like 1 to 5 that we had last year. It's going to be hopefully closer to like 30 seconds. Just because our whole team has stepped up, and like that's kind of what happens. Because last year we had such a young team. We like had started off calling it a rebuilding year, which is like really funny, just because we
Third
had.
in nationals, you call that a rebuild?
Yeah, they're ranked number 1 at like last year.
Well, that was the funny part,
This
because
is
we're
a
like
rebuild.
we're rebuilding, and then all these freshmen come in and start running insane times, and all these sophomores start
Not just me.
running
Brain
like
for not.
a minute faster, and it's like this came out of nowhere. Like, what do we do? We're like this young rebuilding team, and so now we're like, maybe we were still rebuilding. We just didn't realize it, because now we just look a lot stronger, a lot deeper, just looking good, and I think we're all really confident about where we're at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of sick though that you guys like thought you had like a rebuilding year last year.
Yeah.
But
That's like the professional teams that are like when the Thunder like a couple of years ago they were like, yeah, we're rebuilding. Like Chris Paul led them to the playoffs.
or like the Seahawks this year.
Oh yeah,
People like thought they were gonna go 0-17.
we're doing our like we're dumbing it down for ourselves.
Yeah, we're
like,
dumbing
with
it
you
down
guys,
for
yeah.
ourselves. But you guys have won 4 meets this year already. Like you took
that's
first
kinda-
place at them.
Kind of crazy.
Like at some point, is it just kind of like a little tiring of just placing first, or
Yeah, dude,
Never.
come
I
on,
don't-
give some people a
I
chance.
don't,
Never.
I don't think
dude.
he'll ever be tired. I'm honestly disappointed it's not more.
Yeah.
There's a couple races that we thought we could win, and we came far from
Boo.
Like
winning them.
we thought we had a good chance of winning Florida State. We knew Florida State was going to be tough to beat, but we thought we could compete with them. Minnesota was another one we thought we could compete for. Just didn't. Not everyone had the best day on those days. Other teams ran better. So
Yeah. So my question is, so obviously, running here is different from running in Minnesota, and it's running different than running in Florida State. How was that Minnesota one? Because I know Minnesota's got to be like kind of similar-ish to Indiana, but at the same time, like it's a lot colder, and it's not like it's super flat like it here is in Indiana.
It was.
So Minnesota's on a golf course, so you have really good footing.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did see that. Yeah.
But
Probably hilly.
it is the hilliest course I have ever run.
Yeah. Wow, that's sick.
It's
So-
just up and down, up and down, up and
Then
down.
turn a lot. So I mean, all those add up
Yeah,
to a
that
slower
was
course.
that was like our slowest time for almost everybody on the
Yep.
team.
Yeah.
this
And
year.
you think it had a lot to do with the hills and it made
Yeah, it's slow like all across. Like that course is like pretty infamous. Like it's a big meet, big
Yeah.
time. Like I think last year we got to run there, and the number 1 individual and the number 2 individual from the year before were in the same race, and they ended up finishing first and second at nationals, and they ran there, and their times were
a minute slow.
minute slower than what they ran at Florida State,
Yeah.
because Florida State was hosted nationals last year too. So we kind of get to compare and see like how these teams ran here, and then they're later in the year. We just got to compare it this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. And I just looked up the teams that qualified, and there was, I think it was 5 teams from the Crossroads League.
Wow.
5 or 6.
Or 5, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. There was 5 at-large teams.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We were the
Mhm.
6. That's
Yep.
what I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous how stacked our conference is.
Did Goshen qualify?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Okay,
was.
good.
I have it. So there we go. So all right. So the at-larges for the Crossroads League were Goshen, Grace, Huntington, Lawrence. Is Lawrence Tech in it?
No.
See, okay,
That's-
I
that's
get confused
MSFA
because Lawrence
football.
Tech is in our conference.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
so then I think it was.
Spring Arbor and Taylor.
So yeah, so Lawrence Tech is not in it. Spring Arbor, Taylor, yeah, and then we were obviously we won conference. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's wild. Because then I'm looking around, I don't see that anywhere else really.
Yeah,
Like the amount of like
Yeah.
same teams in the conferences. That's
Uh-huh.
so. I guess my thing is like, you guys are running against these teams that are in the top 25 at your conference meet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's a-
how much of an advantage is that?
It's a
really?
huge advantage.
Yeah.
Like every race, we get to go out there and run against the best in the NAIA.
Yeah.
Like it makes all of us faster. All of our like conference just gets a little advantage. And teams like have started to like, I don't know if fear is the right word, but like always
Heck
just
yeah.
always just like know like this league's going to bring a lot more people on the
Yeah.
distance side of everything. There was, I think, 2020, the first and second place team were from the Crossroads. It was Taylor and then Huntington, and then we were the third team, the Crossroads, and we finished 5th. So
Taylor won.
Taylor won a cross country national championship in 2020, the COVID year.
I did not know that. Why did I don't really
And
care
then-
about Taylor? That's why I don't know.
And it wasn't like a COVID year where like only half the team. Like
I know what
most
you
of the
mean.
teams
Yeah, yeah,
ran, and they were just a really really good team. And so we finished 5th in the nation, and we're the 3rd from our conference.
That's crazy. That's wild.
And I think this year we have 4 teams in the top 15 for the
Dang.
Crossroads
It's
League.
honestly a little bit down probably this year. Like up
Yeah.
top, there's usually a couple
Wow.
more teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the same. I mean, I know we're in a different conference name than football, but it's pretty much very similar teams, obviously,
Mhm.
besides Lawrence Tech. But like, I feel like that's the same thing in every sport.
Really, it
It's
probably
like,
is.
because I mean, even basketball, dude. Like,
Even
think
basketball,
about like how good like Marion is really good every year for
Grace.
men's and women's volleyball. Our conference is ranked. I think literally the only thing that we've seen is men's soccer.
Yeah.
Is
Really?
like I think we
Yeah, pretty much.
us and like another team were the only two, because even in women's soccer, Marion and Spring Arbor are 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I don't know
ridiculous.
why the depth is so.
yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
But-
I guess it's shout out to the Midwestern Conference
Yeah, really.
Crossroads League.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Well, that will pretty much wrap it up. We talked for a
Yes.
little bit more than a half an hour there. Thank you guys so
Thank you,
much.
gentlemen. Thank you.
for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Thanks for
Super
having us.
short
Part two.
notice. Super short notice.
Yes. Part 2 for episode 9.
You know, I'm gonna be graduating in April, but this man better run a milk mile this year.
That's
Yeah,
right.
come on,
And
Steve.
we'll see
Yeah.
all the fans out there
We'll see all of them.
contributing.
If
and taking
he
part.
runs it, text me. I will be there. I will
better bring
will
Clay
be
too.
there.
I want to see Clay
All
run
right.
it.
No.
Oh,
won't
Clay run
it.
the
Are you
milk
kidding
mile?
me? Clay can barely play
I'll
basketball.
buy your milk if you run it.
That's
That's a-
oh my gosh! Wow,
that's a
you're buying me a
privilege.
Wait,
$3
is it whole
milk.
or skim?
Skim is not allowed.
Oh.
I know that,
Yeah.
What?
but it doesn't have to be
Because skim's
whole.
water.
There is also chocolate, but that's kind of like
That's like the worst, but
oh.
it tastes good.
Yeah.
So it's
Imagine
easy
if
to
someone
tell.
thinks they're like imagine someone didn't know they were lactose and like did this challenge. It's like
We used to let people do almond milk.
What?
And that's literally like drinking water. You think skim milk's like water. That stuff's like water.
Yeah.
And so they would go out and like win easily while everyone that drank real milk was throwing up. So that is not allowed. But bring your own 2% or higher milk.
Hey, just throw some skim milk.
Just mix it.
Steven, take your headphones off. Just throw some skim milk in.
I can hear it louder.
Oh, dang it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you, boys.
Seriously, good luck. Was it next week?
Yep,
Next
next
weekend.
Friday.
Good luck next Friday
Yes.
down at Florida State.
Yeah, hopefully in
Appreciate it.
2
We'll be-
episodes, we're over here hyping you guys up.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'd be
Hopefully so.
awesome.
Yes.
Hopefully. All right. We're going to send it to the preview section. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go. All right, we are back. It's a good interview.
Great interview, Donovan.
I always love getting to talk. Steven's such a soft-spoken guy.
So was
and it's-
Eli though, because Eli was
No. Eli's not a soft-spoken guy. He just doesn't talk very loud in interviews. And he also just but he like the mic's down here and he's like trying to talk straight like
we
this.
even were like, hey Eli, pull your mic up, and he goes,
Hey man. Yeah, we're like Eli, pull your mic up, so he went from here to here. It's like,
and then
yeah,
Steven,
you're really doing something there, bud.
and then Steven's like this.
Yeah, Steven was like this, but it was picking him up just fine.
The mic was like to the side. I was like, and you and I are like, dude, so like that was a really sick question we just had. So like, how was the running?
People on their TVs or
Oh,
whatever they're watching
jeez.
go up when they're talking, go down when we're talking,
Yeah.
go up when they're talking, down when we're talking.
Our parents are sitting there like, Alexa, turn volume down 5. No, turn it up 5.
No, turn it up, no, not down, up.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, but it was good. It was good. So going
take it
on
away.
towards women's sports coming up here soon. So like Donovan said, I think you said in the
Preview.
recap and the recap.
Oh, yeah,
This is the preview, silly.
Rundown.
In the rundown, what was it? There was bowling has some stuff coming up later on that I'll announce, and then golf hasn't announced their fall season yet. So when we get that information, we will love to talk about it for you guys. Just real quick to give you guys kind of an update on all the rankings real quick. So women's basketball is ranked 11th, cross country is ranked 12th, golf is still ranked 5th, soccer is at 11, softball is 6. Their season, they're doing a lot of workouts and stuff like that. Obviously their season won't be until later, but give you guys a little preseason rankings. Swim and dive is ranked 7th, so good for them. Like the tennis is still ranked 5th. Obviously nothing's happened, but just to give you guys an update. Volleyball is ranked 19th, and that is all for the women's sports rankings. Now going on towards what will be coming up for the bowling team. It's a little bit of a while. I think it's 2 weekends from now, November 19th, Saturday. They will be at Bowling Green State Invite, so good luck to them, and we'll obviously announce that next week as well. Now going towards IWU Volleyball for the conference or Crossroads League tournament. Like I said, they played St. Francis this past Saturday for the quarterfinals. So they will be playing Marian University this Wednesday. So tomorrow, because
In the
we're
semis?
recording it on
Is it the semis tomorrow?
Tuesday. Yes, semis.
Okay.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. in Lucky Arena, so we're the host. And the championship will be November 12th this Saturday. So best of luck to them. Now going on towards swim and dive. They have the ONU tri-meet, the meet I've been announcing for the past 2 weeks. That is finally here. So this Saturday they will be playing ONU, obviously, or swimming and competing. They will be competing against ONU and Bethel University, Bethel of Indiana, and this will be over in Bourbonnais, Illinois.
I learned that from you.
Yep, the home of the ONU Tigers, the Bums. Anyways, going on towards women's soccer. So obviously they lost in the quarterfinals, so no more Iowa women's soccer for a couple weeks. But next week is when the 39th annual NAIA Women's Soccer National Championship will be taking place. I doubt we'll host, especially with how the quarterfinals went. So, but anyways, the opening round is a campus site, so whoever's hosting, that will be November 17th and November 19th, so next Saturday. And then November 29th through the December 5th is going to be the first round, quarterfinals, semis, and then championship December 5th. So best luck to them. Hopefully they make a deep run. Oh, I forgot to say where that is. Let me hold up. The national championship or national tournament for soccer will be held
Usually somewhere in Georgia.
at
Georgia?
Orange Beach, Alabama. I knew that. I don't know. It's always there.
Not Floribama?
No. Going on towards women's cross country. So they came second out of 10 in the Crossroads Leagues Championship. Very stout league. Taylor won, like I said, in the rundown. But going on towards next Friday,
Friday.
Shut up. Next Friday, they will be at the NAIA Crossroads Country National Championship over in Tallahassee, Florida at the Appalachia Regional Park. So best of luck to them. Now, finishing up with the women's basketball, they will be in the Leah Whitaker Memorial Classic. Leah Whitaker Memorial Classic. I feel bad because the person's probably dead. So I didn't want to
What if she's alive, man? What if she's listening right
It's
now?
Memorial.
What if she's listening right now?
Okay, sure.
No, I would assume as well.
Leah Whitaker Memorial Classic. I just didn't want to get it wrong. So anyways, they will be playing against the number 4, Carroll College of Montana, this Friday at 6 p.m.
Women's
here
team
in
has
Lucky
also
Arena.
kind of started their season with pretty tough opponents.
Yeah.
They played Thomas More, who was number 1, and now they're going to play them
number
as
four.
number 4.
And we're over here just chilling
Chilling.
at
9.
number 11. Now going on towards Saturday, they will be playing against Reinhardt University at 6 p.m. as well, again in Lucky Arena. Donovan, that is all from me. You take it away with the men's sports. I'm going to slam my computer shut for dramatic effect.
All right, yep. So I will start with men's soccer. So
Yes.
men's soccer, they will also be doing their 64th annual NAIA Men's Soccer National Championship. That'll be starting next Thursday. So who knows where that one's going to be. It's just going to be at a campus site somewhere.
Why not here?
And they will have their national championships down at Decatur, Alabama.
Oh, that sucks.
So next we'll move on
Orange Beach
to
is probably cooler.
probably. Next we'll move on to men's swim and dive. The men's swim and dive team, aka one person, aka Hunter Conrad, will be competing at the ONU Tri-Meet. That will be against Bethel University and Olivet Nazarene University in Bourbonnais, Illinois, at the Perry Center. Perry Center.
Yeah, Dr. Perry.
Dr.
Shout out to you,
Perry
Dr.
Center.
Mark Perry.
I didn't know
We
he
love
was.
ya.
I didn't know he was an avid swimmer.
Dude, I know he's an avid cyclist.
In Bourbonnais. Yeah, he's an avid cyclist. Next, we will move on to men's cross country. Just as Owen said for the women's, they will also be having their NAIA cross country national championships in Tallahassee, Florida,
Florida State.
same place where they had their Florida State University invite about a month and a week ago, a month ago yesterday. Next, I will move on to football. You guys will have your last game of
Senior
the
night.
regular season. Also, senior night. You guys are sitting at 8-1. You guys will be playing
This is to go on a
Madonna
9-game win
University.
streak.
Owen, I don't want to be mean
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
Madonna, but like
Yeah, this is gonna be. We're gonna.
no,
win.
no, not how bad you're gonna be, but like, are you gonna play like 2 series?
No, I'm not gonna. No, that'd be 14 points out of it. I'll probably play 2 quarters.
Okay.
Yeah, I either that or I wouldn't be surprised. Like they're like, all right, we're gonna keep you guys in for the first drive of the half, and then
Okay.
you're out.
Okay.
It really just depends on how bad we're beating them at half.
Okay.
But hey,
because I just know they're a new team and they're struggling.
yeah, they're 0-9.
So,
Yeah,
yeah. Next.
they're gonna bring it though. So
Yeah, Listen,
it's
I'm
tough to
not
win.
saying
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not going to bring
No,
it.
I know
I'm
what
just
you
saying,
mean. Yeah.
If you guys play like you should and they play like how they've been performing this year, then you guys will.
Yeah.
It should be.
Taylor
you
beat
guys
them
should-
by like 40.
Yeah, you guys should have a
we just
9-1
beat Taylor by
season.
40.
You guys should have a 9-1 season this year.
Yeah. Finish hopefully
which
number 5.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And then maybe
Outright conference champions.
Yep, outright. And last year,
Yeah.
that'll feel good because last year you guys,
taken away
were
from us.
tied.
Tied, yeah. and they
Yeah, a
got
3-way
stripped.
tie, right?
Yeah, with Marion and
Marion
Concordia.
Concordia. So next we'll move on to men's basketball. So men's basketball obviously took the dub tonight against Oregon Tech in Lucky Arena, and then they will play their next game, which is a whole week from now.
Wow.
Next Tuesday against Mount Vernon Nazarene University, and that will be at home. And then after that, I'll say it since it's next Friday and Saturday. So next Friday and Saturday, they're going to go out to the 2022 Small College Basketball Champions Classic in Aberdeen, South Dakota, and they'll face Dakota Wesleyan University and also Morningside College, which is out in Iowa. So yeah,
The Mustangs.
that pretty much the Mustangs. So that pretty
Number
much
one
rounds
overall
out
football team.
that pretty much rounds out our show. Owen, thank you for telling me that Morningside's the number 1 team in the country. Didn't they
Yeah.
win the national championship last year?
Yeah, they've won like 3 of the last 4.
Yeah, they should.
They're cracked.
Their football team should be like D1.
No.
Just kidding. All right, so yeah, that pretty much rounds out our show.
Yeah,
Thank you for
episode
everyone
9.
who has listened to episode 9 here.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this weather has been great, Owen.
Yeah,
Let me just
it
put
really
it right
has.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for everyone who's watching. I get to meet your family this weekend.
Dude, you do. I'm excited. Also, I'd like to apologize to my dad and to you, Donovan. My dad did not say that you had a caterpillar mustache. I completely falsified that statement, and he wanted me to let you know.
Thanks, Chris.
That it was actually me who said that on the phone with him, and he laughed and giggled at it. But he
It's worthy.
still wanted you to take it off.
He still wanted you to get rid of it.
Yeah. But he didn't say it looked like a caterpillar. I said that.
That was you. That was you.
I know. Sorry,
All right.
Dad. I apologize.
Thank you, Chris. Also, Dr. Perry, we're going to get our picture with him.
Yeah. Can't
Because
wait.
we're seniors. All right. So thank you all
gonna
to
miss
who
him.
watched this. Yeah, I'm going to miss him too.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week on episode
10. Season 2, episode 10.
Season 2, episode 10. That'll be... I think we...
How many
I
episodes
think
did we
this
have?
this is episode 20.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
We should do something
Look
cool.
at us. 20 episodes, man. Are you
Dude, remember
serious?
Dr. Perry would always say, like, podcasts don't last past 3 episodes.
Podcast don't let no one keep doing it after a few
Yeah.
episodes.
We're
Look at
20
us.
episodes in.
We're 20 episodes.
We also have
deep.
something new to talk about every week. So
That's also true.
Yeah.
We're not like, never mind. I'm not going to like make fun of another podcast. All right. Thank you all for watching this episode of Wildcat Week. We'll see you guys all next week. Peace.
Peace.